It's Thursday, February 5th, 2026. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields. Back-to-back Clipper systems moving in. I want to highlight where the snow is going to be, also just how cold it's going to get, even some of the winds that we're going to be having with these areas that we'll be diving down. You see one here, one right here. Here's that front we're dealing with. Now, as we track these, we're not necessarily looking at a ton of snow, right? These are Clipper systems. You know the routine as these dive down. For the most part, just avoiding the Atlantic region of Canada, clipping by parts of New England, coming out of the Great Lakes and kind of diving down over the next couple days. So we'll go step by step. And if we need to put out some additional updates on this, there's thousands of new subscribers. Thank you for taking the time to subscribe to Snow Bros. And I know you've been sharing this with your community. I've been seeing that in different areas. So thank you for being part of this quickly growing weather community. Now, let's look at the first Clipper system, right? Then we'll highlight some of that cold. And you see right through here, this is tomorrow morning, right around 9, 10 in the morning. Indy back toward Cincy, over toward Columbus, Pittsburgh, some spotty showers, snow showers right in through here, and then they kind of dive down to the south. So you get toward Lexington, Pikeville, right in through here. Here's Charleston, and you see this quick shot of snow. That could be a quick inch or two. We'll go city by city with the snow totals as well in this video. Back through Morgantown, Pittsburgh, seeing some of the snow. We work our way toward Harrisonburg, over toward, say, Virginia Tech. We'll see some of that snow clipping by. You see right here, this would be by 4 p.m. tomorrow. Here's some of that snow, Altoona south. Richmond, we could get some of those snow showers moving in. A little bit of a mix. Some of that green in here. May get some rain showers initially in Raleigh. Then we could get a little bit of a changeover. Here's Bluefield. You get over toward Beckley. And then you see as we work our way deeper into our Friday, and you see how quickly this moves. Leftover snow showers as we get back towards Snowshoe. A couple leftover showers, snow showers by Johnson City. And then you see some of the rain near the Outer Banks. But we may see a little bit of that mixing. Richmond, back toward Norfolk, over toward the Tidewater area as that moves by. Then this is Saturday morning, right? You see some spotty snow showers, parts of New York. We try to cover all locations. Here's New Jersey, over toward Delaware. We get back through Long Island, a little hard to see, but some snow showers possible. So just kind of hit or miss as we get closer toward New England as we work our way into our Saturday. But midday with this action sitting off toward the Atlantic, you see a little bit of snow building back, watching parts of Maine all the way down through the Cape and the Islands, maybe some snow showers as we get back through parts of Mass, swinging back toward Rhode Island. Not as much Long Island and Connecticut, but we could see some snow showers, especially as you work your way back toward the Hamptons, New London. A couple of those snow showers possible. Get over toward Newport. Here's Providence. We swing back toward Framingham. You get over toward Marshfield, Plymouth right here. This is Saturday evening at 5 o'clock, and you see Gloucester back toward Portsmouth. Here is some of that snow that will be possible. Another quick shot, Hyannis, Falmouth, Chatham, Provincetown. Either way, this shouldn't amount to too much. Again, this is a no-hype channel. We keep it in perspective. These are Clipper systems that are moving by, so this is our Saturday evening. Then on Sunday, we jump back here. Sunday, another Clipper system moving by. This one, a less amount of snow right through here from Parkersburg back through Roanoke. Again, this is the second Clipper system, but it reinforces that colder air. So you get a look at some of the winds, just the feel as these dive down, and then we'll get into the snow totals. You see those winds scooting down. This here is by our Saturday morning, swinging out of the north. This is the terrain here, but these colors here, that's where we're seeing some of those winds. That could be gusting to about 30 and 40, building, of course, offshore. And then you see the spin on Sunday, generally staying to the south there of the Atlantic region of Canada. Again, watching Nova Scotia, keeping an eye on Newfoundland, of course, and we'll cover that in just a moment. So as far as snow goes, again, we're really watching the heaviest stuff that would be sitting offshore, but just that kind of small impact of snow that will be sliding by the Great Lakes, maybe an inch or two of some of that snow. And you see right in through here as this system builds, the first Clipper will build offshore, but the bulk of it, most of it, should stay to the south of Long Island, offshore of New Jersey, but we could get some of these kind of a smaller snow total. So let me zoom down here, and you can put a little pause on this too, so you can pick a spot where you are as we kind of see everyone, or at least a lot of us, on this map view. Here's Ohio, inch or two, 2 inches in Charleston. Lynchburg, maybe about 1/4 of an inch of some snow, and we'll see some snow showers, a possibility in Norfolk, all the way up through Fairfax, DC, Loudoun County. We get back toward Anne Arundel, Baltimore. Here's Harrisonburg as we get from Harrisburg, Lancaster, back toward Philly, maybe half of an inch, just depending on how all of this breaks back through New Jersey, Long Island. We get back through Scranton here, maybe half of an inch. You get over toward Binghamton, though, maybe an inch and a half of some of that snow. Keeping an eye on Hartford, you see here, as I mentioned, over toward New London, slightly better chance, maybe 2 inches of snow. And you see as we get back toward Long Island, to get into New York City, covering the boroughs, maybe an inch of snow, maybe not, we'll see. Again, these are small amounts, Clipper system, you know the routine. But as we work our way back through Long Island, a little bit in the way of higher totals. Then Newport, we could see some spots maybe around an inch or two by Solvay. Same thing over toward Falmouth. Chatham, though, and Provincetown, bit of a question mark. I showed you some of that snow building back, even over toward the South Shore. So we could see a couple inches, maybe 2 to 3 inches, but we could get a bit more as we swing out toward the Cape. Not as much as we get toward the Bourne Bridge and Sagamore, more so as we work our way back toward, say, Nauset, and then watching some of these snow totals as well in some different spots that could amount to a little bit more if you're closer to the water, closer to the Cape Cod Bay, for example. All right, swinging down to the south, South Jersey, get back toward Delaware. You see, again, no totals super high, a little bit more, of course, as we get over toward West Virginia. Morgantown, we could pick up about 3 inches of some snow. As I mentioned, we could see a bit of a turnover, parts of North Carolina, keeping an eye on eastern sections of Tennessee, but the amount's not much. And you see over towards Cincinnati, maybe an inch or two. While, as I mentioned, in Charleston, we could get a couple inches of some of that snow. We swing to the north. Heaviest stuff should be offshore. If we have to put out additional updates, if we look at anything building back toward the coast, if you're subscribed, you'll get those updates. But you see some of the snow, keeping an eye on parts of New Hampshire. Vermont, as mentioned, upstate New York, some scattered snow showers. Montreal, about 6 centimeters possible. Keeping an eye on the coast, though, of Maine. We'll see if anything kind of spins back. That'll be a possibility. But overall total swinging back toward the Atlantic region of Canada as of now are not looking too high. Now, looking at the numbers, I mentioned those temperatures, actual air temperatures by the time we get into Sunday morning, still looking at about near zero or less as we swing to the north. And these are the, again, actual air temps. This is what we need to prepare for. We're talking about pipes, things like that, the practicality behind everything. This here, as we get into Sunday morning, would be the wind chill factor. No doubt this is substantial. Again, this is where you kind of want to limit your time outdoors. Of course, it's not fun being out with wind chills like this. New York City wind chills could be about 20 below, 15 below by the Cape. Vermont, New Hampshire, 25 below. Getting back toward Ottawa, Ontario, Quebec, some spots about 40 below, 35 below as we work our way back toward parts of Maine. And you see as we swing down here, actual air temp again, so the practicality behind all of this. This is Sunday morning. You see Philly, for example, over toward Villanova, Ardmore. We'll get down over toward Wayne. We'll get down to about zero in some spots. We lift to the north. Actual air temps in Albany could be right around maybe about 15 below as we work our way into Sunday morning. So this is kind of big time stuff as far as the actual air temps are concerned. Some of us, it will be the coldest weather we've had so far this winter. You throw on those winds. I mentioned the winds gusting 30 to 40. Get back toward much of Pennsylvania, 15 to even 20 below with some of those winds. So keeping an eye on that very carefully. Long Island, New Jersey, back through Delaware, those wind chills a factor. We're swinging back toward Ocean City, Maryland. It'll feel like maybe -1, -2 as we work our way into the upcoming weekend at times with those winds. So back-to-back Clipper systems coming in, bringing down, really reinforcing the cold air. Now with it, we'll get those wind chill alerts this week, and I mentioned the actual air temps, and then larger systems should be building late week. We'll get a couple quick shots of snow, but later in the month, we're looking at some long-term stuff. We should see some kind of bigger spins forming near the eastern seaboard. We'll see what happens with that, though. Again, that's down the road, but right now, Clipper systems, and then we should see some larger systems later in the month. So we got you covered right here on Snow Bros. I'll be going through your comments throughout the day. I'm going to get another cup of coffee. I hope you're doing well. Have a really good Thursday ahead.